When the show came out and people started watching it, and you know, all of a sudden it was in the households and it was on people's minds and in people's hearts. You know, people had their eyes open to any of us that were out and around, and we were able to hear the stories of the audience. And I think that's probably been the best part of This Is Us, is hearing how our stories are eliciting stories coming back at us. Yeah, it's, you know, our show's never been one to rely on scandal or crime or big action dragons or anything. It's just, it's real life. And I think audiences crave that. People crave that. They want to see themselves in a realistic setting and possibly also get that wish fulfillment experience of, oh wow, I can have a family like that. I can be a father like that. I can be a brother like that. I can be a mother like that. I can be anything like what the Pearsons are doing. You know, so it's not necessary to have the big devices. And there are so many great shows out there. Our show is just different. You know, where everybody's zigging, we're kind of zagging. Mandy is one of the kindest, most beautiful, most incredible souls ever. Ever. You know, she puts a lot of her own heart into who Rebecca is, and I could very much say that the only reason I'm able to do what I do as Jack is because of Mandy and her Rebecca. You know, I think a lot of times people think the patriarch of the family is, you know, the one kind of leading the way, but I'm like, no, man. Mandy and her matriarch are the ones that are calling the shots, like leading and dictating and everything. And, you know, she's just, I'm incredibly lucky and fortunate to have her by my side and for me to be by her side, and we get to partner up through this thing, you know, and look out for one another. It's been one of the best experiences in my career playing Jack. First off, he loves his wife, he loves his kids, he has his own demons and things that he has to battle, but he always goes for the hopeful. He always goes for the good. He always goes from the heart. And playing a good man, I think, is something that we need to see. And again, he's not without his problems. He's not without, you know, the other side, the darker side of the light. But I think who he is fundamentally and who he projects himself to be and who that person is for his family and for his wife and for his kids, it's a lot of fun. It's good to play a good guy, and the beats, the notes, everything that we play within that, you know, from the babies to the toddlers to the young kids to the teenagers. Jack doesn't really go beyond that. It is all fun. It's all an adventure. So there's change afoot. Change is coming, and where we go into that is almost immediately, at least in the past, and then beyond that, in the present day, I think a little bit of time has passed. But you know, you see the good, you see the bad, you see it all starting to come together, or you see it all really go the other way and fall completely apart. You know, we're gonna get answers to Jack's death very quickly, but if you know anything about Dan Fogelman's storytelling, with every answer, you're gonna get about 20 questions. You know, so I think people should really pay attention to the early episodes and discovery of possibly what happened, what it was, when it was, and how it was. Jack, there are still so many stories to tell for Jack. And telling the story of his death is just you know, one chapter in a very, very large book. You know, a man who lived 50 years, and that's just a story that we're going to tell. So I think people should prepare themselves for it, but at the same time, not be afraid of it. You know, accept that it's coming, and you're kind of getting a heads up. You know, so soak up Jack while you can. Because then at a certain point, you know, it's gonna shift, and we may see a new side of Jack.